Truth be told, I love the way this mug turned out. I am so excited about how it turned out. But I also want you to know that I had to cut this design more than one time. The first time I did too much pressure. The second time the design was too short. But by the third time it was a charm. And I want to share all of my tips and tricks with you so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. Hello everyone and welcome to Cricketing with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we are using Infusible ink again, and we are placing Infusible ink on mugs. I am super excited to share this process with you, and I cannot wait to share with you all of my little tips and tricks. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Let me go ahead and answer the two questions that I'll be sure to get after this tutorial. Number one, can I use any mug? The answer to that is no. Your mug has to be a sublimation blank or a sublimation ready mug. Number two, does it have to be the Cricut brand? And the answer to that is also no. You can use any brand of mug as long as it is a sublimation ready mug. Now, in this tutorial, I am using the Cricut brand. However, I've also sublimated and I've also used the PYD Life brand. Remember, Infusible ink works in the same way that sublimation ink works. So whatever brand of mug you use, make sure it is a sublimation ready mug. Now, let's look at the two options that the Cricut brand offers in terms of mugs. Now, before we jump into the materials that I use for this project, I just want you to make a note of the fact that Cricut mugs come in the 12-ounce size and they also come in a 15-ounce size. Now, with the 12-ounce mugs, they typically come in a box that looks like this, and there are two mugs in each box. These mugs are not individually wrapped. So if you are planning to purchase a package of mugs like this and you want to make them as gifts, just know that you will also need to purchase a box to put them in if you plan to ship them, because so there's only one mug left in this box, but they come with bubble wrap and they just come two to a box. Now, the 15-ounce mugs do come individually wrapped. So typically when I buy a box of 15-ounce mugs, I will get this size right here. This size comes with 6 mugs in the box, and each mug is individually wrapped. So let me show you what that looks like on the inside. So I've already taken one out for this project, but there are 6 boxes in here. So if you wanted to, ship them, you might add a little bit more bubble wrap and get them prepared for shipping. The other 15-ounce mugs that Cricut offers, they have what's called beveled mugs. Now, I have found these in Michael's, and you can also find them on Amazon. And I found them in this pink color, and I've also found them in a gray color, and these make very beautiful gifts. So just something for you to consider, because with this box, there's also a box inside of this box. So just something for you to make a note of if you are planning to purchase mugs to give as gifts during this holiday season. Now, without further ado, let's look at the actual materials that we will be using for this project. The materials I'm going to use for this project include my Cricut Explore Air 2. However, you could do this project from any Cricut cutting machine, including a Cricut Joy. I'm also using my Cricut Mug Press, which is my absolute favorite Cricut product. I'm going to use one green standard grip mat. I'm using one sheet of Buffalo Check Infusible ink, one sheet of Patterns Rainbow Watercolor Splash. I'll use a 12-ounce Cricut mug and a 15-ounce Cricut mug, Cricut heat resistant tape, my pen weeding tool, heat resistant gloves, a lint roller, and I'm also going to use my Cricut Easy Press mat. Okay, so without further ado, let's head over to Creative Fabrica so that I can show you the files that I purchased to use for this tutorial. The first thing I'm going to do is go to the Creative Fabrica website, and I am going to download this bundle of Christmas mugs quote. So I'm going to, and then I'll get it uploaded into Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space and I am connected to my Cricut Explore Air 2. The first thing I'm going to do is click on Projects, and what I'm going to do is search for the mug design template. Just going to type mug design in my search bar, and when it comes up, I'm going to choose the one that offers 20 sizes. And once you get to this screen, you will, if you click this drop down right here, it will open up all of the available mug designs. So there's the small straight edge, large straight edge, beveled. So every single design is available in every size mug that Cricut offers. So there's a small ripped edge, it looks like this. There is the small scalloped edge, which looks like that. And then there's also the small wavy edge, which looks like that. And there is the small zigzag mug that looks like this. But what I'm going to choose is the small, I'm actually going to choose the large wavy edge, and I'm going to click customize. I'm going to have one mug design that is going to be a full wrap and one that's not a full wrap. Okay, so now that I have my design, this is the large wavy mug wrap. What I'm going to do is select over the whole design. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to click copy. The next thing I'm going to do is go back to projects. I'm going to go back to that search bar. I'm going to type mug design again, and I'm going to find that set of templates again, and this time I'm going to select small straight edge and I'm going to click customize. Now what will happen is my large wavy mug wrap design is gone, right? So remember, I right clicked and I copied it. So now I'm going to right click again and I'm going to paste it. So now I have both templates on my canvas at one time. So what I can do, because I don't want to have to keep searching for those templates, is I can save this, and I can just save it as large and small mug templates. You know, you can save it as whatever you want to save it as, but I'm just going to save it as that for now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, I have decided that I'm going to work on the large wavy mug wrap first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and one thing I know, because I've made so many mugs, is that I actually want my mug wrap to be a little bit wider than it is. When I select over this whole mug wrap, I can see that it is 10.75 inches in width, and I want to change that because I want the width to be right at 11 inches. So I'm going to go up here to the top, I'm going to click the unlock option, and I'm going to change it to 11. Okay, that just provides more coverage in my opinion, and I like the way it just covers the mug in that way. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is what I want you to make a note of before I upload the design, is that this guide right here where you see these three mugs, this just shows you where to place your image on the mug wrap. So this right here, where I'm hovering right here, shows you where the design will go when you're holding your mug with the handle to the left. This is with the handle in the center, and then this one over here is with the handle facing the right. Okay, so I'm going to upload my design, and the first design I'm going to upload is this one that says, "This is my Christmas movie mug." Okay, so remember that file came from Creative Fabrica. I'm going to bring the view down on my screen and I'm going to move this out. Now remember how much I told you that I love layered SVGs because they give you so much flexibility in changing up your design. So one thing I know, because I've done a lot of infusible ink projects, is that I really don't want to have these little stars right here. So I am going to go to my layers panel and I am going to just turn those off. So I'm going to click in my layers panel and I'm just going to just turn all of those little stars off, okay, because I don't need any of those. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to click combine and weld, because I know that this design is already the way that I want it and I'm not worried about having to unweld it or anything like that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, let me make sure I'm on the right file. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just bring my design down and make sure that it fits nicely on the template. I don't want it to be too big and I don't want it to be too small either. Okay, so I think I like it like that. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to select the image. This is my Christmas movie mug. And I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to select the large wavy mug wrap and I'm going to click slice, okay, because I actually want this image to be sliced out of the template. So I can delete this. I don't need this anymore. I can delete this also. All right, let me delete that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to click on my text box, or just click on text, and I want to just put my initial on this mug. So I'm going to just type in the letter D, capital D, and the font that I want to use is the one that is called Made Tommy, and it is a system font. So I'm going to click on the font option, going to click on system, and the font is called Made Tommy. Okay, it's right here, and I'm going to just double click that. Let me see if it's select. Okay, perfect. And I am going to make it bigger, and I'm going to just make sure that it is aligned over here where I want it. I want people to be able to really see it so they'll know that this is mine. Okay, so now I'm going to select the letter D. And I'm going to hold my shift key again, and I am going to select the slice result, which is the wavy mug wrap, and I'm going to slice that again because I want to slice that letter D out. Okay, so this is what my template will look like. All right, so I'm finished with the 15-ounce mug. Let's work on the 12-ounce mug. Now, before we move to the 12-ounce mug, let me turn this guide off because I know I don't need it, okay? So this template right here, I can go ahead and attach this because this is ready to go. All right, so now let's look at the 12-ounce mug. Now for this, I'm not going to do a full wrap. I am just going to upload the file that I want to use, which is this one that just says Caution Creative Mind at Work. And I am going to bring the size down. Okay. And I am going to, it is already unlocked right here at the top. So I know I can make this a little bit taller. I don't want it to be wide, but I do want it to be tall. I know that's a little bit weird. So I'm going to just lock it and then unlock it again because it's not letting me do what I wanted to do. All right. And make it a little bit. A little bit taller. Okay, I like that, just like that. And now what I want to do is I want to make sure this is attached, and I am going to actually duplicate this because I'm going to put this on both sides of my mug, of my smaller mug, and I'm not going to, since I'm not doing a full wrap, I'm not going to use the mug wrap template. I'm only using it right here for sizing, but I'm actually not going to use it for cutting. Okay, so I'm going to just move these out, and I can just select this whole thing right here and just turn it off. Okay, I can turn this off also. All right, so now we are ready to click make it. All right, since I'm using infusible ink, I know that my design has to be mirrored, so I am going to click mirror right here. And here is my second mat. Now with this mat, I am actually going to move this object to the first mat because it doesn't make sense to use two mats in this case. All right, so I'm going to move this down to like right at the 5-inch mark, and this is already mirrored because the mat is mirrored, and I am ready to click continue. And everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. I am going to choose the Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet setting. I have the Infusible ink on the mat in the exact same place that it is in the prepare screen of Cricut Design Space. What I'm going to do is take my brayer and just go over it with my brayer to make sure that it is flat. Now let me show you what happened here, because I actually had to cut this twice. I had too much pressure on my Cricut Explore Air 2 and it cut all the way through. So I can't use this. So what I had to do was really cut the whole thing. I'm going to have to cut this whole thing again. So I have a different mat, reloaded it, and I'm going to start over. Now with the infusible ink, you do weed it with your hands. So I'm going to start with this template first. I'm going to start with the full mug wrap design first. I'm going to get it removed from my mat. So you'll see that it did cut all the way around the template. So what's left is just the full mug wrap. I'm going to also remove that from my mat. Okay, so you can see where it's cut, and with infusible ink. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to start where this wavy line is, and I'm going to remove this because this will wrap around the actual mug. And I'm also going to remove the words that I would normally keep. So I'm going to take all of this out. That's why I sliced this, so that the words, the outline of the words is what will be left on the mug, not the actual words. So some people might save that. I probably won't. So just going to take all of these letters out. So I'm left with the buffalo check still on the backing. And I'm going to be careful to keep the inner pieces in place. Is removed that I don't want. And then I will get this one weeded out, but I'm going to cut this apart. So I'm going to cut this apart just like this. And I am going to get this weeded away. Now this time I'm not going to weed it the way that I did the other one, because I'm not using, I don't want this background. So I'm going to take the background off and leave the letters on. So I'm doing the opposite of what I just did. I have my mug press turned on, and I want to pause right here and show you what happened. So the first time I cut this, what I want you to notice, let me grab something to hold the mug in place. Let's say I line it up all the way at the bottom of the mug. There's a lot of white space right here. So I ended up having to cut it again because since I'm doing a full wrap, I don't want there to be a white line at the top. So this was the standard height, which was the 4.25. So I actually changed the height of it to 4.30. So this template is 11 by 4.30. And let me just go over it one more time with my lint roller. All right, and now what I'm going to do is get my template wrapped around the mug. And I'm just going to turn the mug this way so that it's directly in front of me. And I'm going to do my best, my very, very best, to wrap it so that it is even, that I have even coverage on both sides. And it looks like I do. So I'm just take some tape, fold it over. I'm not going to tape the bottom. Okay, so there's that. All right, I'm not going to add any tape at the bottom, and I'm not going to add any butcher paper. I'm going to insert my mug into the mug press. Okay, just kind of put it just a little bit at an angle, just so that it goes in there snug. Okay, and just making sure that the mug is centered in there, in this opening right here. And I'm going to close this, and it will start to get the image on the mug. Now I'm going to get this mug ready. All right, let's take it out. Just lift it straight out. Now the handle is not hot, but the mug itself is hot. So I can see that it's sublimated. Let's just put it right here and get the other mug inserted. You see my mug press is still clean on the inside. I'm going to get this one inserted. Okay, close it and let it press. Okay, so it's beeping. You know, if you want to be on the safe side, you can definitely, you know, get your gloves, but the handle is not hot, just the image, just the mug itself. So I'm holding it by the handle. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to grab my gloves and start to remove this image, and so we can see what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mug press off and just move it over here to the side. And let's see, now this is still a little bit hot, not too hot though. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. This part always makes me very, I can already tell I love it. I can already tell I love it. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I got to get my mind right. Let me calm down. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. You already know I'm going to say I love it. You already know I'm going to say I love it. Look. I love it. I love this so much. I love it. I love it. Okay. So this is the first mug. Look at that. Look at that. It is gorgeous. Look at the lines at the bottom. Look. Look at the scalloped edge. Clean lines. And I don't think we need to wait. I don't think we need to wait to reveal the second mug. Look at this. It's just, I just love it. I love it so much. I love it. Okay. Let's look at the second one. So this one is definitely still hot. I didn't let it cool down very much, but let's go ahead and peel it and reveal it. Ooh, I did not get good tape right there. Y'all know I am a you know I'm gonna press that again. So look at this. This says caution, creative mind at work. So I don't know if this is because the image was light right there or if it just didn't get enough pressure right there. So I might try to just press that again with my mini press. But it adds a little something to it. Let's see the other side. Oh no, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so what I might try to do is just put that C and the M back on there with heat resistant tape. And I might just press that part again because I'm never satisfied with stuff like that. Even though I do believe that perfection is overrated, I'm not satisfied with that. All right, so if you found this tutorial helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.